That was a different start to today. Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, Shamon.
Shamon. Anyway, welcome to Razorcast.
Indeed.
With our brand new theme.
Yeah.
How much more fun is that?
I likes it.
I likes it. It's a build-up. Anyway, welcome to Razorcast. As always, I'm still Chris.
I'm also still Chris.
He is also still Chris.
Yeah.
But anyway, can we just shout first and get out to the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Mm-hmm. Just follow us on everything because you need us in your life.
You do. I was gonna. Well, yeah. You can listen to us on iTunes. You can listen to us on Spotify, on Podbean,
YouTube,
the YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, just follow us. Because you, like I say, you need a bit of us in your life.
And get in touch.
We're
going to be giving you guys a shout later on in this episode. Because we need some help, please.
Please help us.
Yes.
Ryan, let's start off by saying that this week will be the last week we do Horns Up for a little bit.
Yes.
Because, let's face it, we're going to peak today with our Horns Up episode with Tool, with Lateralus.
Lateralus, yeah.
So, yes, but on the change, next week we're going to be looking at doing playlists. Mm-hmm. So we need your suggestions. So essentially we want suggestions on... like
a theme. We're going to try and do try and get some suggestions off you guys for a theme. It might be something as daft as best songs to punch someone to, and then we will pick and explain why we've picked a host of songs, like 10 songs of. It could be
best, political, best things that
it could be best political songs. It could be best food-based songs.
And we will go off on 5 songs each.
Yeah.
And make a little playlist for you guys to listen to.
Will. Yeah.
So
we'll chuck that up on Spotify so you can go and listen to our suggestions.
Yes.
And tell us that we're idiots and that we've missed some obvious song.
Yeah. And not only that, we will give you a little bit of our own guilty pleasures in a little section we will do for you. So gives you an idea on who we are.
Yeah.
But as always, the format of the show, you should guys know it by now, but for those that don't, we'll start off with Fresh Cuts, where we talk about the news, and then we'll go on to talking about what albums we've listened to this week. Yeah. And straight from there, we'll go on to Horns Up, as said.
Yeah.
So let's start off with some news. News. Would you like to start, sir?
Yeah, can do. So, the Fever 333 have finally announced their debut album.
Oh, thank God, it's been long enough.
Yes, we've all been waiting for it. We've known it's been in the mix and just been chomping at the bit to hear it.
Essentially, yeah.
So, January the 18th, so quite
that's
soon.
not far away then.
Not far away at all. It's called Strength in Numbers.
I like it.
Numbers is NUMB333S.
Nice.
So they're really going for the 333 thing.
Because it's halfway to the devil.
Maybe
they're not complete.
Or there's 3 of them.
Oh, it could be that. Either way.
And each one of them has only got 3 fingers? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, they've all got 3 eyes.
That's
like the fish from The Simpsons.
It would be.
So I don't know about you, but I'm really excited
about that. I am buzzing for that.
Yeah.
I am all over it.
We talked about that EP a while back, and it's still on very regular rotation for me.
Big time, yeah.
It's fucking brilliant, and I can't wait to see what they do with the full length.
No, I can't wait, because that's going to be absolutely, especially the tour as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, actually, they are currently touring.
Are they?
They're currently touring
I like that, Scatman John.
I'm back to Scatman John, fuck's sake. They are currently touring Europe with Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh.
Yeah, poor old Bring Me.
You've got to follow that.
Like, don't get me wrong, me and my brother saw Bring Me at the Guildhall in Southampton on Halloween a few years ago, and they were brilliant, but...
yeah, not when you've got the likes of...
You've got to try and follow Jason Butler. Good luck, pal.
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck,
That's
mate.
not good.
Bless your cons.
Oh, man. Right, my story bit. So metalcore band Bad Omens have just said they're going to leave their tour schedule with Senses Fail because the logo on the poster is too small.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So, how big do you want your logo to be when you're supporting someone like Senses Fail?
Bigger?
Apparently.
How small is it?
I don't know. There's no picture of it I can't find, but there's a lot of people tweeting and putting up posters with the support band's logo huge with Senses Fell underneath. So, you know.
Oh dear, you've become a meme.
Exactly.
You've memed yourself.
Exactly.
You silly sausages.
Yeah, so that's Bad Omens with that. It's stupid. So stupid. You know.
Don't get me wrong. Well, no. Actually, no. You're a support band. Like, I'm not going to have a pop.
A lot of bands don't even get put on the bill. I mean, there's been a lot of bands getting in touch with Senses Fell and asking to replace them on the tour.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're free. We're
free. We don't need a logo on the band. We'll just rock up. People will listen to us. And if our music's good enough, people will go away and they'll listen to it.
Exactly.
What I often do is, if I'm stood at a gig and I'm hearing some music and I go, I don't know who the fuck these are, but I like it. Once they say their name, I'm on Spotify and I'll download a load of stuff so that I can go away and listen to it.
No, exactly it. But
it's the way I found Arid Wave. It's the way I found loads of bands.
Oh yeah, same. You know, just grow up, Bad Omens.
Grow up.
Oh, you sir.
Okay. So slightly more serious news, I suppose. Linkin Park's video for Numb has just surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube.
That's astronomical.
It's fucking amazing, isn't it?
It is.
It's crazy. That's like, I think Gangnam Style was like 2 billion or something.
Something like that. It's not far off that, but to think that 1 billion people in the world
have watched that video.
It's insane. That's criminal.
I mean, it's great, really. Like, I mean, after the death of Chester Bennington, basically a group of fans sort of put a plea out to other Linkin Park fans and people that sort of wanted to show some sort of, or do something to show.
In the memory of
Chester. Yeah, so they decided that this would be a good way to do it. What I do like about it, to be honest, is the fact that obviously keeping his name out there is obviously keeping his legacy going and stuff like that. It's obviously great, you know. I do like a lot of. I do like 50% of what Linkin Park did, and you know it was fucking really sad to see him go because he was a great frontman, great
big time
vocalist and stuff. And it was really sad the way he died. And I'm hoping that actually this story sort of reinvigorates that chat about mental health.
Big time.
Keeps that going because it's something that particularly blokes, yes, really need to start opening up and talking about because I mean I had a look while I was sort of researching this episode and it just in the UK alone, like men are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than women.
Yes.
And I think that a big part of that is this stigma, this ridiculous idea that you can't talk about being...
Yeah, because you feel like you're losing like some form of like macho-ness or...
Yeah, exactly.
You know, something...
that masculinity thing is daft, quite frankly. So I hope that sort of keeps it in the sort of public consciousness.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I know there's been... things like UK TV shows over here, like This Morning have put out a big plea for mental health awareness with males with their I can't remember the name of the campaign off the top of my head, but I know they put something like 80 men around the top of their studios on the outside just to, you know, show awareness of the mental health and stuff like that. So
I was going to say, I mean, on that note, with like I just wanted to give a shout out to a friend of the podcast, a guy called Aidan, who he runs a clothing company called In Music We Trust, and I've been chatting to him over the last couple of days and stuff, and he's doing some fucking great work, to be honest. His clothing company In Music We Trust sells. So they got some really fucking cool designs. Got some really cool t-shirts and beanies and jackets and hoodies and vests and pins and all sorts of shit. That look fucking well cool. There's a hoodie that I really want actually. It's got it says "Music is my medicine" on it.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. But the best thing about their company is 50% of their profits go to the mental health charity Mind.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic work.
Yeah, fucking spot on, superb work.
And And who was that? Was that Aidan?
Yeah, Aidan. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Aidan.
Yeah, music
good
we trust. So if you're looking for it is getting colder. If you're looking for a new jacket or beanie or hoodie, then go over there because you'll get yourself a fucking sweet bit of clothing, and you'll also be donating some money to Mind as well. So.
Yeah, good work. Get on it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking I'll have a quick look on that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
The designs are cool, man.
Man, I'll get on that. Let's go over to some Slayer news.
Ooh.
Not necessarily Slayer, but more Gojira.
Oh, whoa.
So,
now you're tickling my balls. Not
is it Joe...
figuratively.
Yeah, so
Joe Duplantier.
Joe Duplantier has come out this weekend and said that when he first ever listened to Slayer, he said he thought it was too evil.
Did he?
He thought it was way too evil for even what he was capable of listening to.
Yeah.
And look at the stuff they're releasing now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that they're massive Morbid Angel fans as well.
Yeah, big time, but apparently...
Something changed. Well, we always say that, to be fair, like, Cannibal Corpse is nobody's first favourite band. Like, nobody falls
far
in love
from
with
it.
Cannibal Corpse, like, off the bat, do they?
No,
they
far
build
from
up to it. You listen to Guns N' Roses and go, oh, I quite like that, and I like November Rain.
Yeah.
And then you get heavier and heavier, don't you? Nobody
Then
starts
you reach the
by-
Rammstein levels of stuff, and then you go,
Yeah.
well, I wonder if there's anything more evil than that.
Yeah.
And
Nobody jumps straight into an Al Nathrak, do they?
No.
Anal cunt.
Could you imagine just jumping straight to anal cunt?
I suppose if you're a big fan of the Cookie Monster, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, no, he's come out, like I said, he just said they're way too evil for what he was even capable of.
When he was first listening. No,
Yeah, I mean, I used to be shit scared of Rammstein
Yeah.
when I was like...
Their videos
10.
were fairly like the Sonna video and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
God, yeah.
fucking cool. But do you know what? Actually, one of the first things the first two songs I can remember that scared the shit out of me, but made me just want to hear more was Roots, Bloody Roots.
Yeah.
I just remember watching that and watching the video and going, "This is fucking terrifying."
Yeah.
But at the time, I was listening to Oasis and Stereophonics, and then all of a sudden, there's Max Cavalera going, "Roots, bloody roots." I'm like, "Oh my god, that man's angry."
No, I'm not gonna lie. One of the other songs that made me think, "Oh, this is a bit sinister. I don't like this." Is an album that I've got tattooed on me.
Oh, was it the one video?
It was the one video.
Mate, I was just about to say that's the other
one video was the one that absolutely made me shit
Terrified
myself.
me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was like, "This is a fucking horror movie. What is going on?
Yeah.
This is scary as shit."
I've now gone back and watched that movie, and it's actually really good.
Oh, what the video? The movie
Yeah,
that's
Johnny Got His Gun.
Johnny Got His Gun. Yeah.
Yeah, well worth a watch.
Is it?
Well worth a watch.
Oh, cool. See,
So-
you don't just get music news from us, you get cinema recommendations.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I watched Venom the other night.
Very good.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he eats people's heads. How metal's that?
That is metal.
The only thing that I was annoyed about, right, is Venom is probably the most metal fucking Marvel character. He's got to be. Like,
He's definitely up there.
He's metal as fuck. I mean, Thor is obviously.
I was going to say Thor with the Man of
Thor.
Marth, though. That's pretty there.
Yeah, but like, you know, Venom is. He's a dude. Like,
He
he
is a
eats
dude.
people's fucking brains.
But he's not a hero.
No, he's not. Yeah, but that makes him even more metal. The soundtrack is all hip hop.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean the lead single from it, Venom, is by Eminem.
Oh, right,
And he
okay.
sounds really confused.
Oh, bless him.
He's saying Venom, 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 I'm gonna get him, Venom, Venom, and he just sounds like he's forgotten what he's saying. The background tune to it's quite cool, but he just sounds a little bit like he's been bashed over the head.
Now
He
we
sounds
picked
concussed.
up some
That's what
brain injury.
Yeah, he sounds like Venom's chomped half of his fucking brain. Venom, 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 Venom. Very strange.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
very strange.
Any more news from you?
Yeah. Sorry, I've gone down the who's the more metal superhero.
Oh, have you? You were thinking about
that
it.
could be a good idea for playlists.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, I have got more news. I'll
Go
get
for it.
back on track. Apologies.
Just Nickelback won't showing that from the Spider-Man soundtrack.
Fucking get Nickelback in a fucking wheelie bin and kick them off a cliff. Oh my god! On that note, right, this is complete.
We got for a complete tangent.
I have. Sorry, fuck it. It's well worth saying.
Go for
Me
it.
and Decca we went had a little band practice the other night, and me and Decca went for a pint at a local bar, local pub even. down the road from us. And we were having a couple of pints, and the lady behind the bar was chatting. We were chatting about Tool, and as you do. And the lady started talking to us, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I really want to go and see Blackstone Cherry and this, that, and the other." And I didn't tell her that she was wrong and an idiot, and she should like.
What's wrong with Blackstone Cherry?
What's the point with Blackstone Cherry? Anyway,
they're fun.
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't even Blackstone Cherry. Blackstone Cherry I haven't got. It was Buck Cherry.
Oh, what's wrong with Buck Cherry?
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Anyway, so we're having a drink, and then a guy who sat behind us hears us talking about rock and metal and stuff like that, and he gets involved and he starts chatting, and then he goes, "Oh, can you got any change? I'll put some rock songs on, put some metal on." It's like, "Yeah, okay, cool, yeah, you do that, yeah, cool. Puts a bit of Metallica on it and a Sandman. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, fine."
Yeah.
Bit of AC/DC comes on. I was like, "Yeah,
nice,
lovely stuff." Bit of ZZ Top, not my bag, but cool.
Yeah, still good.
Then 3 fucking Nickelback songs on the trot.
Oh,
I was like, "Don't let that man anywhere near a jukebox ever again." Fucking Egypt.
Oh dear.
You know who you are, and you did wrong. You go and sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Anyway, that was
Sorry.
your news.
Ran over. Ooh, John looks smart.
I'm smelling fresh.
You do smell fresh.
He does look fresh.
Yeah. So third piece of news, a perfect circle.
Oh,
I know this is going to be very Maynard centric.
This whole thing's Maynard centric.
Yeah, they've just released a video for the song off their latest album. Thanks, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Oh, I love that song. It's
Yeah,
one of my favourites.
it's a wicked song, and
I love that song.
it is good. And the video is fucking quality.
Is it?
It's proper Maynard. Like,
Oh, proper artsy, is it?
Yeah, it's like this. It's like post-apocalyptic. So it's all set in like what basically looks like Cold War USA.
Yeah.
Everyone's got these big painted-on smiles. Everyone's sort of walking around like they're having a brilliant time.
Yeah.
It's all black and white, but they're in this sleepy little village in like.
Is it like Schindler's List?
No. It's all black and white, but like it's all like it reminds me a little bit of like a couple of computer games like Fallout or there's a game called We Happy Few on the PlayStation.
Oh right, yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of that. They're all walking around happy as Larry, but like they're waving to each other as like the guy's digging graves for his family and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's like
Sinister.
wandering around the supermarket, and there's like people like with their head bludgeoned and stuff like that, dead on the floor, and she's just like stepping over pools of blood to get cornflakes off the shelf and stuff.
That's mad as fuck.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. I mean, it's obviously very it's very poignant. Like the idea of it is that like we are kind of I suppose the idea seems to be the song fits with it as well, that like the fact that we are just blindly going along living our lives doing nothing
Pretty
to
much.
stop people like bumblefuck Trump, like
Fuck Trump, yeah.
you know, the fact that nobody's putting their foot down and saying this is enough, we're not
Yeah.
doing this anymore, and the fact that we're still using oil, we're still fucking the earth, and we're all almost blissfully unaware of it and ignorant to it. Like we are kind of heading to doom.
We are heading to doom.
Yeah, not the metal either.
Should we uplift things?
Yeah, please.
Got
quite
Joey Jordison has come out to say that he has a ton of unreleased Slipknot songs.
Ooh.
And he wants to release them, but he doesn't know when the time is right yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they recorded? Or
Yeah, the recorded songs that Slipknot have got, and Joey Jordison has possession of all of these.
Just do it, Jordison. Just
Yeah.
release it. Just go. Oh, imagine if he like. I know they're back on terms again, but imagine if he just did it like the same day as they dropped their new album.
That's what I was just thinking. I was just thinking the same thing. Could you imagine the
Yeah.
absolute clusterfuck that would have...
Just like fuck you, bitches.
These songs were way more metal.
He could just call it. He could just call it Slipknot. Just take the K out.
Oh, you mean like the tribute band?
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Oh. Damn you! Getting there first, you pun bastards.
Oh man, well that's me done for the news.
I've got one more.
Go for it.
Metal Liquor.
Metal liquor?
Yeah.
We like metal
So,
liquor.
Metallica have, I saw today, they've released their own brand of watches.
Oh, yes.
Well, they've hooked up with Nixon, who do like lots of
Yeah.
surfery stuff and stuff, skatery stuff, and they have designed a range of signature watches based on the Metallica albums. So there's like like all the faces are sort of
All the album covers.
yeah. So there's one that looks like it's Kill 'Em All. The Black Album is obviously just jet black.
Yeah.
They've even got the hardwired for. Weirdly enough, they've got the hardwired for self-destruct one.
Right.
They've got And Justice. They've got Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, Black Album, Master of Puppets.
No Saint Anger.
No Saint Anger, no Death Magnetic. Oh, indeed.
Okay. Is that because those two albums are the most controversial
I
albums?
don't know. I like Death Magnetic.
I like Death Magnetic.
Fucking a beast.
Yeah.
And no load and reload.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know whether this is just a limited run and they just sort of said, oh, we're only going to... Nixon said, we're only going to do sort of 6. So...
Wow. Let's see.
Because the other one that they've got has got Pusshead on it.
Oh, yeah. I like Pusshead.
Yeah.
He's good
So
on
they are cool. But the coolest bit about the watches are the straps are made from old leather jackets and old guitar straps from members of the band.
So does that mean you can go around and sniff your watch and
Yeah.
get the aroma of James Hetfield wherever you go?
Oh, this bit here was on James Hetfield's sweaty neck.
Not the bit there you got burnt with.
Hopefully not.
You're just gonna singed watch.
Can you imagine if you had a guitar strap, a watch strap made of Rob Trujillo's bass guitar strap?
Oh man,
You'd have to wear it like a belt.
You would.
His guitar straps are so fucking long. His
They are.
face is like in his shins.
it's only fit for the BFG.
My only concern with this, like they are cool fucking watches.
Yeah.
I do now want one.
Yeah.
But are they becoming Kiss?
Hard to say really, because yes,
I mean, there's Christmas baubles and all sorts.
there is all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've just bought the new. I've got the pop vinyls of the band,
Yeah.
and as well as that, they've also just released the statue from And Justice for All as a pop vinyl, which
cool.
I've just bought as well, which should be here any day.
Any day now. Yeah, I mean, it worries me. Don't get me wrong. So far, music's still good.
Yeah.
And none of them have come out and gone, rock is dead. Sheephead.
fuck. Let's not go back down that Gene Simmons route because
No.
that's just gonna.
I did see a Mike Portnoy thing where he was doing the whole rock is dead thing, but I just
really?
thought, do you know what, Mike Portnoy, he gets enough stick for being Mike Portnoy.
Yeah, pretty much it. Nobody wants to be Mike Portnoy.
No. Anyway, that's me done.
That's me done. So, right, let's go over to what we've been listening to
Yes,
this week.
let's do this.
So the 2 albums we've both been listening to this week have been Sick of It All's Waking the Dragon and
the Sleeping Dragon.
Wake the Sleeping Dragon, sorry. And the Prodigy's Notorious.
Yes.
So where shall we start?
Should we start with the Prodigy?
Oh, I'm gonna spew everywhere. Oh man, so the Prodigy with their 7th album.
Yeah.
Band started in 1990. I'm gonna put it out there right now. Best album they've done.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
What have you been listening to it on? No.
Like everything.
No.
Yes.
It's not.
Oh man, I am so in love with this album. Like I have neglected everything this week because of this album.
You did text me a few times and I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking brilliant.
I fucking love this. But like, honestly, like, there is no point in this where it drops for me.
I like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with it.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Oh man. And you're the Prodigy man.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, I think it's difficult just because I think I love the Prodigy so much.
Yeah.
That I always compare it. Like, whenever I listen to a Prodigy album, I can't help but compare it to how I felt when I was like 14, 13, and I put Fat the Land on and went, oh my god, my brain feels like it's on fire. Like, and I don't get that same
Really?
fizz anymore.
Oh, do you know what? I got that straight from this album.
It's good.
Straight from the word go for
Don't
me.
get me wrong, I think this is fucking miles better than
Well, the last album.
What was the last one? Wasn't World's on Fire, that was one of the songs off of it.
No, I can't remember the name of the album. It's the one with the giant fox on the front.
The Day Is My Enemy.
That's the one.
Yeah, The Day Is My Enemy was patchy. Like, there was a couple of really
Yeah,
good tracks on
that album was just pants for me. I hated it.
There was a few good bits on it, but overall I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
This is way better. This is
Way better.
way better.
Honestly, no, I still think this is them going slightly in some tracks back to their roots.
Yeah, I like that mix of old school.
Yeah.
Because there is that mix of the old school rave,
Yeah.
but there is like bits of new like hip hoppy type stuff and trip hop and like modern sort of EDM and like there is those elements of new shit and old shit, and I really like that. I think I did hear a review of this and somebody was saying that they just sound tired, and I was like, I don't get that.
I don't get that.
It's got plenty of energy in it. It's got
Loads.
plenty of fucking bounce and like. The thing is, I think maybe some people, the Prodigy are so good at reinventing dance music and reinventing like.
Oh yeah, they are essentially reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, they're so good at it, and they've done it so many times that I think people just expect it. Yeah, so. They can't you can't reinvent the wheel that like over and over and over again. They can't. There's not a huge amount left to do really that the Prodigy haven't already done.
No, but
so
I for me, like I say, you're right in that sense of there isn't much more that they can do apart from just completely change their sound. Like if there was anything for them to do now, it would be to just reinvent themselves.
What, make a fucking like glam rock album?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's about the only thing they can. The thing is, like the Prodigy, they're fucking for blokes of their age to still be relevant and talked about is pretty fucking impressive. In a like rock and metal moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does.
Dance music moves like that.
And
this
is
constantly changing.
And with the Prodigy falling into that, because obviously with rock and metal changing all the time, and now accepting the Prodigy in as headliners at Download, you know, is incredible.
Yeah.
Whether or not they stay within that mix, I don't know.
I think they've got to the point now where it doesn't really matter. Like, this is not a rock album in any way, shape, or form. It is dance.
It is a dance,
100%
right? Yeah, but it's not a million miles away from being a rock metal album. This is
no,
the
it's
thing.
not. No, it's more aesthetic than sound. I think with the Prodigy at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we just accept them as part of our world, so they are like. This isn't a rock album. It's got no guitars on it at all, as far as I can
Not
remember.
that I know of.
But
the one thing they have done is incorporated horror.
I really like
999. Yeah,
I really like that
Fight Fire with Fire, which they actually were going to release on the Horrors album because it was originally written by Hoylett for
Liam Howlett.
Liam Howlett. That's
Yeah.
He originally was going to remix the song and stuff for them as we're going to put it on one of their tracks. But because of the feel and flow of this album, Horror turned around and said that they want the Prodigy to release it on their album.
Oh, decent.
So,
play to them.
you know, even though it was a small band saying, you know, actually we want you to release it because, you know, it feels so much better.
It fits better on yours.
Oh, big time.
Decent.
And I think
I really like that horror, the track with horror in it.
Yeah.
I think they bring like some much needed aggression to this album.
Oh,
They
big
sound
time.
I don't expect the Prodigy to be Rage Against the Machine.
Oh,
Like,
fuck
I don't
off.
expect that. What was lacking for me is Maxim and Keith. I don't know where they are.
I can't hear them in this.
There's one track, I think it's Champions of London or something.
Yeah.
That you can hear them on, and I'm like, okay, I like to see him hear him a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, if I go and see them, they're going to be a big part of the fucking stage show.
What
are they going to do on this album?
Well, that's it.
It seems a little bit like this album is Liam.
This whole
Rather
album
than
feels more like
the
Liam's
Prodigy.
doing. Yeah.
I know the Prodigy traditionally was Liam,
Yeah.
but I don't know what. I really like Liam. I really like Keith, and particularly Maxim.
Yeah, I do.
I fucking love hearing Maxim on tracks. I just like to hear a bit more of him. That's my only real complaint.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, you know, I can't complain because I just fell in love with this album. Like I said, from the word go. Especially the biggest hype on this for me is a track called Time Bomb Zone.
Yeah, it's good.
Which
it's
is
really good.
All 90s. 90s Prodigy, that. And, you know, the fact that they can still go back and release something like that is ballsy.
Yeah. To be fair, I think it probably helped that fairly recently we went and listened to music for the Jewel Generation fairly intensely, because I think that is almost a better... Listening to that is a better kind of segue into this album than listening to Fat of the Land or particularly something like Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned. Yeah. Like, and I think if that's your favourite Prodigy record, you might not like this one. Yeah,
and if you're a big fan of the Prodigy and you haven't listened to this album, the best way I can describe this album is like listening to Jilted and Invaders Must Die. It's those two albums combined.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's probably the best meld. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So yeah, that's the Prodigy with No Tourists.
No Tourist, yeah, it is good. I mean, it is a fucking solid. And it's the Prodigy, so it's better than most.
This is going to be featured quite highly on my list for the end of the year. So yeah, right, let's go over to Sick of It All from Queens, New York.
Yeah.
So this band has been around since 1986.
Yeah, they have.
And this is astonishingly their 12th album with 17 tracks.
Mental, innit?
So, you know, they go on for about 2 minutes each, roughly, these tracks.
Yeah.
On average. But it's aggressive.
This album just fucking flies by. Like, you blink and you miss it.
Pretty much.
I've got no problem with, to be quite honest. This kind of music, it should be in, out, fast, hard,
and do you know what? That's what I like about this. And the thing is, I think I'm being more appreciative of this album if hearing it live.
Yeah.
Because this is a band that are all about their live shows.
Do you know what? You picked up on the fact that they are a classic hardcore band.
They are.
86. They've been around since. This does not sound like a band that has been around since 1986.
This sounds like a current band.
Yeah, there is so much fucking like speed and energy.
There is, and I've gone back through their back catalogue to find the point in which they chose this sound, and they actually started with this sound off their third album back in ~94.
Yeah, that kind of metallic.
Yeah. And they stuck with it. I mean, because beforehand they were just essentially a punk band.
Yeah.
For their first two albums, but then they came out with this sound, and it's quite timeless.
You can the amount of bands that you can clearly hear if you've never listened to Sick of It All. Once you listen to Sick of It All, you go, that's where Hatebreed got their stick from. Like,
it's where a lot of bands got their stick from. Because
you go, fucking hell, this is like hardcore as we know it.
Yeah,
like, hardcore punk as we know it. Like. That's where that comes from. Like big even time. Things like Gallows, like you're like, I can see that Gallows are big Sick of It All fans. Like,
but for me, this album, like I like it, but I would appreciate this album even more if I see them live.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think that they are a band that you probably need to see live. What I do love about this album is, again, like I say, the fact that they are as vintage as they are is fucking mental. This sounds like a group of pissed off fucking 20-year-olds.
Oh, big time.
Like, it's so like the vibe of this album, the best way I could describe it is violent positivity.
Pretty much it.
Like, it's so posy.
Oh, it is.
But it's
big
done
time.
in such a like
an aggressive way.
Yeah, it's like a bit like Jamie Jaster when you see Hatebreed live. It's like I this is how I think, this is what I feel, this is how I am.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, I'm going to boot your fucking teeth down your throat.
That's essentially it.
Yeah, and also I must admit, I do like the fact that there is no metaphor in this album. It is all straight down the middle. Like, the ideas behind it is all it's fucking proper middle finger to right wing politics, to racism, to sexism, to all of those themes. It's like a fuck off.
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
You. And it also gets my award for best song title of the year.
Go on.
Beef Between Vegans. Fucking genius, isn't it?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, fucking love it.
But yeah. See ya, John.
Cheery boy.
Later.
Not goodbye to you guys, but goodbye to John.
Yeah, you ain't got rid of us yet, fuckers.
No. Right, are you done with that one?
Yes, mate.
Because I'm
Yeah, that was Sick of It All, Wake the Sleeping Dragon. If you like hardcore and fucking posy kind of violent positivity, then go and give it a listen.
Give it a good whirl.
Please don't do it whilst you're carrying fragile objects, because you are likely to boot them down the street.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Right then, let's go to our albums.
Yes.
Shall I start this week?
Please do.
Right, so I've been listening to a one-man project, essentially, called The Algorithm.
Ah.
So, The Algorithm is, with their new album, Compiler Optimization Techniques.
It's not even slightly a mouthful.
No, not even slightly. So, this is a one-man band, as I could say, by a man called Remy, who comes from France.
Hello, Remy from France.
So, he's been around since 2009 when he released, but he didn't release his first album until 2012, which is Polymorphic Code.
I have heard some people chatting about The Algorithm.
Yes, I've seen it before.
I've just never got round to it.
Yeah, and I saw them live back in about 2012, actually, when he released the first album.
Oh, cool.
In Southampton Uni.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and it's very good. His style of music is essentially very, very synthy, 8-bitty sort of sounding songs. He fuses essentially electric dance with prog metal in this album.
Oh,
and
okay.
the best way I could describe it is like, think of a sort of a sci-fi synth prog album.
Okay.
That's essentially what it is. So this is his fourth album. It's only 5 tracks long.
Yeah.
But it's still 42 minutes long.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So
for people that don't mind patient songs.
But this is it. I mean, it's one of those. It's all instrumental. There's no singing on in it. But it's not a boring album. It feels like an eternity, but it keeps changing its sound all the time. Like you can hear the step ups, the key changes and everything else, and it will keep you forever guessing on where you're going to go next. It's essentially just a straight up roller coaster of an album.
Cool.
But it's very synthy, like I say. It's something that has the potential of being big, but I can only see it being sort of, at the moment, still in small venues, essentially. But it's one of these bands that would be perfect for supporting Enter Shikari.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I've got these down as like fans for like Enter Shikari, Periphery, or Tesseract.
Okay, yeah, so that more techie kind of...
Yeah, it is, very much so.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is only going to be appealing to sort of a niche market.
Yeah.
For those that love all that sort of synthy sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But well worth a listen. You know, very, very, very sort of, as I say, sci-fi.
Blade Runner-y. I always go to Blade Runner because it's...
Yeah, everyone always goes to Blade Runner.
Yeah.
More Tron.
Tron. Oh, I love Tron.
Yeah.
Those fucking helmets that they wear on those bikes are so stupid, though.
They are.
They look like Lego men hair.
It's Lego men hair.
Yeah, just light up Lego men hair.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's The Algorithm with Compiler Optimization Techniques.
Nice.
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 So, what have you been listening to, sir?
Okay. So, I have been listening to this album. I've been listening to a band called A Storm of Light.
A Storm of Light?
Yeah. They released their latest album, Anthracene.
Anthracene?
Yeah. It's been out about a month. It came out on the 5th of October.
Nice.
But it just totally passed me by. I sort of forgot that it was coming out. And so I thought, fucking, I'm going to get on that. So this is their 6th album, but it's the first of theirs that I've heard.
Cool.
They are a post-rock band.
Post-rock band?
Yeah,
okay.
Post-rock band from Brooklyn. There's element, but yeah, they're a post-rock band, so you're expecting kind of longer songs.
Yeah. Almost verging on the prog sort of side of things.
Exactly, yeah. And that is what you get, but there is elements of doom and sort of stonery riffing and stuff like that. Yeah. It's really fucking good, to be fair. If you're not a big fan of slow build-ups and like slow, methodical building kind of songs, then don't bother. If you want in out,
shake it all about,
then go and listen to Sick of It All. Don't even pass this by. Just pass this by. But if you've got the patience to sit and live with these songs and listen to them, they really are fucking good.
Yeah. Is it one of those that you have to sort of listen to time and time again?
No and yes. There's the odd track on this album that just springs out and you go, oh wow, that's really catchy, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then some of the other tracks you do need to give them a little bit of time. But once you do, they do fucking reward you. The riffing on it is it's very hypnotic.
Yeah.
I found that sometimes the songs I'd be listening to and I'd kind of zone out. I'd kind of get in, not in a bad kind of, I'm bored of this, but just in a I'd go off into my own little world. Because some of the riffing and stuff's quite hypnotic and quite repetitive, and a little bit like Tool does. You get that kind of circular riffing, and you're like, oh wow, you just find yourself sort of rocking along like a lunatic. And then the crescendos creep up on you. I sort of zoned out, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh fucking hell, that's happened. Wow, where's that come from? And they've been building to it so patiently that by the time it gets there, you're kind of taken by surprise because you just get into this state of just oh, this is kind of nice. I'm on this little journey, a bit like just waves. You're just on a little boat, just bobbing around, and then all of a sudden a big wave comes and knocks you off the fucker. But yeah, it is really, really good. They've got a little bit of Mastodon in the vocals.
Nice.
The gruffer sort of side of Mastodon. Particularly, there's a couple of songs where they layer the vocals.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's overdubbed and the singer has sort of done multiple tracks and they've layered them like that, or whether or not it's a group kind of thing. But they're kind of they're harmonised, but they're the best way I can describe, they're filthy harmonies.
Filthy harmonies.
Yeah,
I like it.
They're not they're not beautifully harmonised and kind of, oh, that's a lovely sound. It's kind of gruff and grim and so you get this quite ugly fucking harmony, and you're oh, that sounds filthy. They're kind of they do these filthy harmonies, and there is a song called Life Will Be Violent.
Yeah.
If you like the slow kind of grinding stuff that Mastodon sometimes do, then you really like this. Or basically, if you like being dragged through gravel, you'll like this a lot. That's
nice.
I can definitely hear Tool in it. They're definitely Tool fans, particularly in the rhythm section. The bass and the drums are sort of play off each other. They're almost battling sometimes, which is fucking cool.
I like that.
Yeah, well, the fact that their drummer's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
really fucking good. The fact that the guitars have got this kind of looped kind of what's the word I'm looking for? The loop that they just loop kind of in this hypnotic style. It allows the drummer to fill the gaps.
Oh, brilliant!
So his fills honestly, he is up and down that fucking kit Mario is up and down ladders trying to fight Donkey Kong. It's bumpable. It is fucking all over the place sometimes. Which I love. I love it when drummers just go to town and shit.
Gosh, yeah.
It's a little bit reminiscent of the Pine album from last week. I'll level with you. I just wanted to
shout out to Pine as well for the nice words last week.
Yeah, cheers guys. I just wanted to. I'm totally leveling with you. I just wanted to listen to Pine again. Yeah. I just wanted to listen to that album and review it again this week, but I realised that would be silly. So I picked something that I thought might be similar, and they are kind of similar in the sense that there's nice, slow, patient builds and stuff, and they're fucking great musicians. But this is a lot less personal than that Pine album. Yeah. This is a kind of. It's like a dystopian story. It very much sounds a little bit on the similar wavelength of that Perfect Circle song and stuff like that. It's fucking dark and brooding and moody and end of the world shit.
Oh wow.
It is good. There's a song called Rosebud, which is the last song on it, and it's fucking so dark and dense and like sinister. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I probably shouldn't have listened to this album and Tool and Perfect Circle this week, because I'm now pretty sure that we're all in the Matrix and that Skynet is harvesting my organs.
They're all tapping into our brains right now.
It's a fucking simulation, man.
Where's my tinfoil
We're in a
hat?
simulation. Yeah, I am genuinely quite worried that I am being probed as we speak.
No, sorry, that's my finger.
Yeah, this is fucking well worth a listen.
Oh,
if
man.
you like post music and you like those sort of slower building songs, they're well worth. Fucking, this is well worth listening to. It's really good. That's A Storm of Light and their new album Anthrocene.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I quite like it.
I quite like the sound of that.
It's quite good. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Right then. Well, let's head over to our last Horns Up for a little while. Mm-hmm. And where do we end at this one? On a fucking high.
Yeah,
I've had a wonderful week listening to Tool all week. So this week's Horns Up is, as we said at the beginning, Tool with Lateralus.
Yes.
And
It is fucking great.
right. So
Isn't it?
a bit of background. Tool are from Los Angeles, California. I had a look into that. They're actually all from all over the place. They're not actually from, but
Yeah, they just formed and met and kind of stuff.
so they formed in 1990.
Yeah.
By the lineup, which included Daddy Carey on the drums, Adam Jones on guitar, obviously vocalist Maynard James Keenan, and originally back until between 1990 and 1995 was their bassist Paul Dearmore, who was then replaced by Justin Chancellor from England. Good man.
Good man, yes.
So yeah, this album for me.
Do you know, before...
I'll let you go.
I was just going to say, like, you've given some background on Tool, and obviously they formed in 1990. They released their first album in 1993.
Yeah.
This is their third album.
Only their third.
And was released in 2001.
Yeah.
The fucking Stones on you. 3 albums in fucking nearly 10 years, you fucks. What are you doing?
Well, to be fair, the level of
intricacy and
everything that goes into this is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
You know, go on to their last album, which was 10,000 Days.
Yeah.
That was released 5 years after this one.
Yeah. And then we've only been waiting a little while for a new one, Tool.
Yeah, only a little while.
Your fucking finger out.
Jesus, what we've been waiting now 12 years?
12 years, yeah.
Possibly next year being the year.
Yeah. I hope they call it Chinese democracy just as a fucking laugh. That's the sort of shit they do as well.
But so Lateralus, this actually wasn't actually meant to be the name of the album. It's another one of those that wasn't actually meant to be what it was called. So originally the band had announced that I think the album was going to be called Systema Enthale.
Yeah, that is actually what I do like about this, and what I fucking love about Tool is that was a piss take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they took the piss by saying, that was what it was going to be called. They released 12 tracks.
A fake track listing, yeah.
Yeah. Which was then put all over Napster. People releasing these songs.
Yeah.
With I don't know what they would put on.
Well, some of them were like, one of them, I can't remember which track it was, but one of them was a Chevelle song. Yeah. Yeah, and they were like, oh, this is Tool's new track. And everyone was like, that doesn't fucking sound very good. Well, no, that's because it's not Tool, it's Chevelle. But I love the fact that, like, but if you listen to this album, you wouldn't necessarily know just from this album that Tool have got such a sense of humour. Like, the fact that they release a fake track listing, a fake album title, and the track listing included songs like Pain Canal and River Christ.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with the media. just to see whether or not they pick up on it. And do you know what? They fucking did.
They did.
They picked up on it. They ran with it and went, "Yeah, this is 100% their new album." Maynard must have been pissing himself.
Oh, it was only a month later that he came out and said, "Well, actually, we're actually going to call the new album Lateralus."
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Must have been great fun. They must have been absolutely pissing themselves.
Oh,
and,
big time.
Just sat there going, "Look at these fucking jackasses."
But no. So this album is not only, you know, sounds amazing, but this is where they really picked up on their visual sort of elements of things.
Yeah.
Coming in with artists such as Alex Gray.
Alex Gray, yeah, he did 10,000 Days as well.
He did do 10,000 Days as well as this.
He also worked with. He did the in utero.
That's right.
Not the main artwork, but on the inside of the cover, there's in the liner notes. There's like some of his artwork, and also Meshuggah have also worked with him as well.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, for like album covers and liner notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's fucking well respected.
Big time. And this is, like I said, they started incorporating the visual arts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just described as being style transcending.
Yes, which fit. The fact that it's transcending fits with the name of the album, like Lateralus. They've sort of Maynard said that there's basically a dual meaning. Part of it is to do. There's a muscle
in your leg.
Lateralis something or other, and it is apparently something to do with the muscle. Fuck knows what or how.
No.
How do you write an album about a muscle
In your leg.
Yeah, I'm going to call my new album Bicep. Because the only lyric I'm going to use is flex, 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 guns.
Turn it into a Terry Crews tribute.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, but like it's partly because of that, and partly to do with lateral thinking.
Yeah.
So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the artwork?
Yes, I've got it at home.
Have you got the CD with the 3D?
With the 3D art book.
It is the fucking coolest.
It's the coolest. I was showing my friend it last night.
Oh, mate, it's the coolest CD I've ever seen. Like
it is honestly like you go into it and obviously it's got the front cover. Then you take away the cover. It gets rid of the sword and the eyes. Then you're left with the muscle. Then you go back. Then it's the skeleton.
Yeah,
Take
So
away.
anyone that hasn't seen the Lateralis artwork, go and Google the image for Tool Lateralis, and then if you imagine like Chris is describing the liner notes of the CD. Those of you who don't know what CDs are, magic flying discs, got music on them. They're only flying if you throw them. To be fair, they don't just fly. They're not Harry Potter. But the liner notes, like the liner, the booklet, each time you take a page, you unfold a page, you get like a 3D image.
That's right.
So the image changes each time.
Yeah.
But even the case, even the plastic case of the CD has got print on it.
It has indeed.
Each time you take a layer away, you get less of the image.
Yeah. And essentially it all folds down to the brain. And then when you get to the last bit, it's like a little cross, which is meant to be something to do with like God or something.
Yeah. Which, fucking hell, that's cool, isn't it?
It is so cool. It's not even just the music; it's the visual aesthetics of this whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This, like, if you take the time, like, I can't even imagine. I haven't got it, and I've picked it up I've gone in HMV 3 or 4 times and picked up the vinyl, like the special edition vinyl. It's
really
like 95 quid.
It is. But
part of me just thinks, just buy it, because I think
it's the coolest thing in the world.
The more elements that you engage with in this album, the more you get out of it.
Yeah.
Like if you sit and you look at the artwork while you're listening to it, you get more out of it than just sitting and listening to it.
And the thing is, not only that, but the track listing changes if you buy the vinyl instead of the CD.
Yeah, that is because of the length of the album. It's because of the running time. They had to change the track listing.
Yeah.
Which
to be able to fit on the right side of the vinyls.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, big time.
Talking about the time of the album, the length of the album, it is long.
It's a lengthy album.
It is 79 minutes and 58 seconds, 51 seconds.
Pure bliss.
And do you know what? They fucking did that on purpose.
What was that? The 70?
The fact that it's nearly 80 minutes was on purpose.
Really?
Yeah. Most CDs only hold 80 minutes of music.
Okay,
So what Tool did is they purposely made it so that there was only 2 seconds of the CD, 2 seconds of like that weren't music.
Hold on, because the 9th track of this, one before the last, has 2 minutes and 10 seconds of silence.
Yeah. That is partly because they wanted to make it nearly the entire disc.
Yeah.
And also, I think, because I genuinely think they thought it'd be fucking funny.
Yeah.
To have a minute and a half of silence where, I don't know about you, but the first time I listened to it, I'm like, oh, I've got a fucking dodgy copy.
Yeah.
My fucking CD's broke. And you're there going, like today when I was listening to it on my phone, like even now, I've listened to it hundreds of times and I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't go on that long. Oh, fuck's sake, my phone's turned off or something. Got my Bluetooth headphones in. You go over to your phone, oh no, it's still going. You're like, oh, you dicks. You dicks.
Exactly. But this album, you know, it's received many of awards. Although, saying that, when it first came out, NME only gave this 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but Enemy are dicks.
Pretty much. I don't know what they
The
listen
NME
to.
think that the Libertines are the second coming of Jesus. And, well, they released what? One good song?
If that.
And the rest of it is just a slurring fucking junkie just going, get in the bin, mate.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But, so this in some magazines and some critics only gave it like 4 out of 5. Kerrang! Straight off the bat, album of the year, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good on you, Kerrang! You actually have some form of musical knowledge. But no, they also won the 2002 Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance of a Song with Schism.
Yeah.
And during the band's speech, Danny Carey turned around and said, you know, he wants to thank his mum for putting up with him.
Yeah.
And then Justin Chancellor goes on stage and says, I want to thank my dad for doing my mum.
Yeah. And they also thanked Satan.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. But I think the thanking Satan thing, I think, was a bit of a nod. It was kind of a nod to the people that, to the bands that they beat in order to...
Yeah.
Because in order to win that metal performance, there was also Slipknot, Slayer, System of a Down, and fucking Black Sabbath.
Wow.
So Tool beat all those bands in order to get that award. And I think also it was a bit of a nod to Black Sabbath, like,
yeah,
you know, fucking horns up. There is so much, honestly, there is so much about this album that you could talk about.
Could you ever?
For instance, like, I'm going to talk about something about the song Lateralus. You're probably already aware of this, but I don't know. Like, what I'm gonna talk about is sounds. When I first talk about it, it sounds like the geekiest fucking thing that's ever happened in music.
Yeah.
I don't know how Tool do these things that are genuinely fucking geeky. And actually, if it was Dream Theater that did some of these things, you'd go, oh, for fuck off, you wanky tossers. Like, you're just going, oh, look how clever we are.
Yeah.
Tool managed to do it and still be fucking cool.
Well,
and you still
have a laugh doing it.
And I think that might be the key. I think the fact that I'm never quite sure whether Tool are taking the piss or being serious.
Yeah, I have seen recently. There's a little documentary on how to understand Maynard James Keenan because the man is balmy.
Yeah, but is he? Is he mental? Like,
no, he's not mental.
He
He's just a genius.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, taking something like Talk the Next Album and go 10,000 Days. That was all based on the Fibonacci sequence.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
No, the song Lateralis.
Is it Lateralis?
Yeah, so the song Lateralis is actually adheres to the Fibonacci sequence.
Oh, was it Lateralis? I thought it was off the album.
No. The thing about I'll talk about 10,000 Days in a second because there is a fucking cool bit about it. But yeah, bassist like Justin Chancellor. Yeah. He wrote the kind of guitar riff for Lateralis, and when he brought it in, him and Danny Carey were listening to it. And Danny Carey realised that actually this how you listen, right, and how the fuck this come about. So Danny Carey and him are listening to Justin playing the riff and going, yeah, that's cool. Danny Carey goes, you know that kind of adheres to the Fibonacci sequence? Who does that? Who recognises that?
In a song?
In a song? What's wrong with you, Danny?
The hell?
Read a book. Well,
he's read loads of books.
Yeah, you've probably read too many books. Stop reading books. Sit down and watch Netflix. Watch Paradise PD or Big Mouth or something silly.
Just something
just
silly.
chill, Winston. You don't need to find mathematical sequences in all your music. Calm down.
Man. It's insane.
Dear, the Dustin Hoffman of music.
What's brilliant is not only is it within the music of that, it's in the vocal performance as well, because
Yeah, it is.
Maynard adheres to doing, is it like one syllable, then three syllables, and then so on.
Well, when they realised that the riff adhered to the Fibonacci sequence, they all just agreed that, fuck it, let's run with this.
Yeah.
So they all worked towards that, and obviously Maynard's vocals adhere to it. However, Maynard came out on the Joe Rogan podcast and says that he regrets it.
Really?
Yeah, he said that he regrets it because he said that it's kind of a bit immature and a bit silly and a bit daft.
Really?
This is the...
He finds a mathematical equation like that daft?
Yeah. He thinks that's a bit daft and a bit immature to adhere to that.
What?
If I tried to write lyrics... Right. This is a man who writes lyrics to the Fibonacci sequence, to a song as fucking brilliant as Lateralus.
Yeah.
Right. He thinks that's immature. My style of writing lyrics is, I would, if it was left to me, I would write Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that would be it. I wouldn't know what it would be a nursery. My lyrics would be a nursery rhyme, and I'd go, I've written the greatest thing ever in the history of the world.
This is just, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Again, is he actually joking about that, or is he actually deadly serious?
No, he was deadly serious. He was like, I kind of regret doing it, to be honest. I wish I hadn't. Wish hadn't have been so... But he basically sees it as so obvious.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the band were doing it, he's like, it's too obvious that I would do it as well. Jesus Christ, man, give yourself a break.
What is going on?
Yeah, you're a fucking genius.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But,
talking about insanity...
Yes.
There are some really weird samples and stuff used on this album.
Yeah.
Have you read any of what they've... Okay, so...
I haven't gone into that much detail to find there's weird samples in this.
Oh, mate, there is so much to this album. So, this is the first album that they really went into... they really popped the cork off the kind of let's just be creative nut jobs. All the other albums they'd done up to this point, they said... They basically had a blanket rule that if we can't play all of it live...
Yeah.
Note for note, word for word, then we don't do it.
Okay.
Which is why some of the other albums... I'm going to say something stupid now, but why some of the other albums sound a bit more stripped back than this.
Yeah.
And anyone that's listened to Tool's first couple of albums that knows that it's not exactly stripped back.
No,
but
it's still complexed.
Yeah. This is the first album that they... that Maynard layered his vocals and they did overdubs on the guitar and things like that.
They got more technical with this album than they had the previous two.
Yeah, and that was on purpose. They said, let's just fucking go it. Go for it. Let's see what we can do. So Danny Carey, presumably went bonkers and got a load of weird samples. So, for instance, he had a broken piano in his house with loads of the piano wire was fucked.
Yeah.
So it barely made notes and he used that bashing away on a broken piano, and they recorded that. Some of the things is him growling into tubes, like pipes.
What?
They recorded him growling into a pipe.
On what tracks were these on?
I can't remember. One of them, this is genius. Apparently, now take this with a pinch of salt because Maynard has said this, so this could very well be Maynard going, dicks.
Pretty much.
But apparently, they recorded the sound of Maynard squeezing his cat.
What?
And then they slowed that sound right down.
That's bizarre.
Yes. Why?
That's just no. So what this is like? This honestly, this album is just getting too much. Like, just when you think you go into something, like just to listen to this is complex enough. To then go into this and go, well, there's the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
To go into this, like another little mathematical equation is parabola. And that's actually to do with the curve that goes into a mirror. It's
Yes.
the exact same way on the other side.
It is, yeah. And incidentally, Parabol into Parabola is my favourite bit of the fucking album.
Yeah, same. I love it. That's
absolutely love
my favourite bit. Even straight off the back of Schism.
Yeah, Schism is an absolute world class tune. But what I love, like Parabol and Parabola are coupled. They are supposed to be listened back to back,
Yeah.
and they do that a couple of times on this album, and I really fucking like that.
Yeah.
Like that coupling of songs. I don't think there are bands that, I mean, Deftones maybe, but I don't think there's anyone really that think about track listing and
an intro into a song.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that thinks about it as intricately as Tool.
No.
Which is why there's nobody that does it as well as Tool.
Exactly.
Like, even the intros, like, I mean, Parabol is an intro essentially.
It is an intro,
but it's a 4-minute intro.
Yeah, but it's
you'd think that a 4-minute intro would bore the tits off you, but it doesn't.
This
in any way, shape,
it doesn't.
or form.
I mean, I can quite happily sit there and listen to just that intro.
Yeah, exactly. It's a song in itself. The only song I can remember as an intro that isn't a real song as such that I love as much is X1X from Slipknot's last album.
Oh, yeah,
The Grey
yeah.
Chapter.
Yeah.
That's really and truthfully an intro, but
Yeah.
it's fucking one of the best tracks on the album.
Pretty much.
I don't understand.
I can't understand how they do it and how they get away with it.
No. But you know what? Going back to this album, what amazed me is you kind of like, I forgot how fucking heavy Tool can be.
The Tool can be so heavy. I mean, they're not one of these bands that are to be taken lightly. If you want, like, these are for me like a modern day Pink Floyd, in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
This is
in the way that they push boundaries and they
big time and
completely embrace that kind of.
When this came out in 2001, this was so much more complex than what anybody was listening to at the time, because at the time we were all listening to new metal and being very teen and angsty.
I would challenge anyone to I would challenge anyone to name an album as complex as this. I can think of a handful.
I can only think of a couple that is as complex, whether it be a Pink Floyd like Dark Side of the Moon,
yeah,
or a Jean-Michel Jarre record.
Yeah,
you know.
But even that, I mean, even something like that is formulaic to a certain respect. It conforms to a very kind of rigid thing. This is all over the place, but I don't think anyone does. No. Mind expanding music as well as Tool.
Exactly, yeah.
But also somehow makes it catchy as fuck. Like,
yeah.
If you go and listen to Schism, you will be singing that, like, I know the pieces fit. It's just that'll be in your head. Like the way he uses words and melody is insane.
Oh, again, it comes back to that whole being complex. The only other band that I can challenge with complexity of words into a song is, take this with a pinch of salt, Enter Shikari, when they done Zonked.
Okay.
When they done that it was a case of using very complex words within.
I think Rao's a fucking great like lyricist. I think some of his lyrics are really clever and but I do forget how fucking heavy they can be.
Yeah.
And I also forget, like, you listen to older songs like Sober and things like that, and you're like, oh, this is kind of hypnotic and lovely and kind of warm.
But they still do that with that heaviness of this.
But also, you forget that, like, particularly like this year, I've been listening to a lot of that Perfect Circle album.
Yeah.
And that's Maynard's much sweeter kind of side, cleaner side. The man can fucking scream his ass off. Ticks and Leeches is
it's
brutal.
Yeah, absolutely brutal.
He reminds me of Mike Patton in a way, because there
Do you know what? Yeah, he's on that sort of same sort of boundary as Mike Patton.
Mike Patton and Maynard are just two vocalists who can do everything.
Yeah.
They can sing beautifully, sweetly. They can sing weird. They can sound deranged. They can sound angry. They can scream. They can fucking... and everything in between. I mean... I don't really know what else to say about Maynard. I think he's just a fucking genius, to be honest.
I mean, the whole band of geniuses.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Do you know what? The one that I suppose a good way to end kind of this would be to talk about the end of the album.
Yeah.
The last track, I think it's pronounced Fape de Oid or Fape de Ode.
Yeah, Fape de Ode.
Which translates to the voice of God.
Yeah.
Is the most genuinely terrifying thing I've heard on record.
Yeah.
It's fucking wacky.
It's bizarre because it's like tribal, but it's spiritual.
Do you know what the vocal is? So there's this... anyone that hasn't heard it, there's this really fucking bizarre... it's about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it's not long
and
at
it's
all.
a really fucking bizarre mix of white noise and static and really intense electronics and weird samples and clanging and clashing. It's noise, essentially. It's not so much a song, it's noise. And then there's a voiceover that comes in, and it sounds... basically, it was a recording that was released, and apparently, the story initially was that it was a guy who worked in the Air Force that had been discharged on like medical grounds.
I was going to say on medical grounds,
but he worked in Area 51.
Oh wow, no way.
Yeah, and the story is that he worked in Area 51 and that he had seen all this shit in Area 51 and it had sent him a bit crackers.
Oh, okay.
And he knew about this kind of ongoing... like, basically it was like he knew that aliens were going to start attacking us and that aliens were imminently going to try and destroy our planet and destabilise governments by basically terror attacks.
Okay.
And atrocities and things like that to destabilise humanity, and that he knew about this and that he was trying to get that information out there. It kind of turns out like somebody came out and said, no, it was me that recorded it, it was a hoax, I was just being silly. Maynard's kind of said, well, that's what they would say. Like, obviously the government would do that. The government would obviously pay somebody to say that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how they've kind of left it, this weird kind of... do you know, one of the odd things about that is they finished the album with that. This album was released about 2 months or something before the September 11th attacks. So they end an album with aliens, with a conspiracy that aliens are going to attack us, they're going to try and destabilise our government. The government knows that this is going to happen and they are not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then that happens.
That's just blown my mind.
Yeah, if the album itself didn't blow your mind, that little nugget of information...
wow.
messes you up, doesn't it?
I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm so lost.
Yeah.
Should we leave it there?
Let's leave it there before...
I'm scared.
Yeah, before we start a new podcast, which is Wacky Theories of Chris and Chris.
New conspiracy. Chrispiracies.
Oh, dear God, that needs to happen.
God. Oh, well, let's leave it there. And next week, we've got our 2 albums that we will be listening to.
Yes.
So, very excited for Architects.
Yeah, Architects' new album, Holy Hell, which came out yesterday, so the 9th.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I've been... I haven't listened to it yet. I've actually held off.
If you
It's been painful, yeah.
I was going to say.
But, yeah, I will be listening to that all week.
And then we will be listening to Evoken.
Evoken, yes.
With Hypnagogia.
Hypnagogia, I think.
Hypnagogia?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll give that a listen to.
We'll give both of those a listen to, yeah. And once again, obviously, we're not going to be doing Horns Up next week. We are going to do playlist.
We'll come up with a catchy name for it.
We'll come up with a catchy fucking name for it, don't you worry about that. But in the meantime, if you guys have got any themes that you think would be good, it might be, I mean, I talked about superheroes earlier. It might be a playlist to the next Thor film, or it might be
against conspiracy theories.
Yeah, alien-based, things. So we can
Literally
talk about
anything.
Devon Townsend. Or,
we will go off and find 5 songs each.
Yeah.
And compile a somewhat playlist, and we'll explain why we've chosen these songs.
Yeah, absolutely, and why they're the best of the bunch. So we would really like you guys to get in touch. Get in touch with us on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and give us your suggestions.
Big time. But please get in contact.
Yeah, do it, because if you don't, I'll have to pick a theme, and it will be something ridiculous.
And just one more quick heads up, back to Aidan.
Yeah,
get in contact with his company.
Yeah, get yourself onto In Music We Trust, and go and buy yourself a hoodie and a beanie and a vest and a t-shirt and a jacket as well. The jackets are fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because it's good. It looks like really cool fucking clothing. They've got some really cool designs, and it's doing a really good thing.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Right, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Cheery bye.
See you later, fuckers.
Bye bye.